So we're going to continue with another momentum problem. This one focuses on impulse. So what I want to do is consider this tennis racket, if you couldn't tell what it was. And we've got a ball coming in horizontally at 15 meters per second. Here's its mass. The racquetball, the tennis racket hits the tennis ball, and it takes off initially at 25 degrees. And then as it's flying along, it levels out. So here's the peak of the path, and it's 10 meters above where it was initially hit. Okay? So what the question says is determine the magnitude and angle of the impulse applied by the tennis racket. All right. So let's think about what we have to do here. So impulse will take us from this state 1, where the ball's coming in, to state 2 as the ball's coming out. The impulse causes this change from here to here. Well, that's fine. The problem is I know how it's coming in. I don't know how it's going out, so I need to do some more work. What do we need to do? I need to know the velocity coming off of this thing. Well, so here's what we're going to do is let's take a look here. I don't know the velocity coming off, but I do know that after it flies a while, it's 10 meters up and it's leveled off. Okay? What all does that mean? So, well, I've got a distance. I know the y velocity here is 0. I can use energy. I'll look at the y velocity here, the y velocity here, which is 0. I got a distance. Now, you'll note, though, that the ball does have an x velocity here, and obviously has an x velocity here. Since we're not accounting for any drag, all right, so we are assuming that the velocity coming off the racket is the same velocity that we have right here relative to the x. Okay, so this will be relevant here in just a minute. But I've got this y velocity stuff that I'm playing with. I can use energy. So let's set that up. So I want to find the velocity in the y as this comes off. Okay, so you'll note in the energy equation I've changed things a little bit. I say T2y, so this is state 2, I'm going to state 3. So kinetic energy in the y plus potential energy at 2, I'm going to call that my baseline, so I'll set that to 0. Here's kinetic energy 3 in the y, well, y velocity is 0, and then it's up 10 meters. And you may be going, oh, wait a second, why did you dump the x? What allowed you to do that? Well, it's really simple. Vx in state 2 and state 3 is the same. So when you think about what the kinetic energy is, let me just write a little note here. In general, it's 1 plus mass velocity of the center of gravity squared. Well, how fast is the center of mass going? Well, in general, Vg as a vector would be something along the x plus something along the y. Well, what's the magnitude squared? Vx squared plus Vy squared. So for kinetic energy, you would have, taking this up just a moment, 1/2 m Vx squared plus Vy squared. So, on this problem, let's just flip this around, there's going to be a 1/2 m Vx squared here and a 1/2 m Vx squared there. They cancel. So I'm just ignoring them. Don't have to worry about them at all. All right, so that makes life really nice. So I have 1/2 mv squared of y over here. It's the only term that shows up. I have my potential energy term on the other side. This tells me v2y. I know the y component of the velocity here. 14 meters per second going up. But I also know the angle it's coming off of. So what does that tell me? Oh, I can just use some trig. So here's the y component. It's coming off at 25 degrees, so the full velocity of the ball, the magnitude of it, so this we'll go back to here. The magnitude, Vg magnitude, would be Vx squared plus Vy squared square root. Okay. That's right here. This sine of 25 degrees is going to be 14 meters per second. All right? So, just flipping that around, I can solve for that. The velocity of the ball coming off, 33.14 meters per second. So now I know everything about what's coming in and what's going out. So, that's good. So now we can start to look at the main part of the problem. What is the impulse supplied by the tennis racket? All right. Now, we need to look at this. This is a vector problem. Okay, so we're going to have to look at this in the x and then in the y. All right, when we dealt with energy up here, we're dealing with scalars, okay, magnitudes, things like that. Here, we're in the vector world, so we're going to look along the x. So I have mass of the ball's coming in, negative 15 meters per second, because we're taking x positive that way. Plus, okay, well, here's our impulse, L sub x. All right, and I want to figure out what that is. I can't integrate that. I don't know what all the forces are in here. I do know the output, mass, and here's the velocity of the ball along the x, 33.14 cos 25 degrees. So I can plug that in, solve, and I get the impulse along the x of what the racket did is that amount. Have no idea what those forces and what the time of the integral is. Don't know. Don't care. But that's what it equals in the end of the day. Same idea for y. The y velocity coming in is 0. Have no idea what that integral is, but I can figure out the other side. So we know if we could compute that integral, we'd get Ly is 2.522 Newton seconds. So that's good. All right, well, once we have that, impulse is simply we're asked for the magnitude of the impulse up top, so that's Lx squared plus Ly squared square root, 8.49. The impulse angle, it's just the y impulse over the x impulse inverse tangent, 17 degrees. And we'll bring that up for you. There it is. We're going to do another problem. There we are. So what do we have here? This is a kind of a summer camp problem. Now, from our point of view, it's going to be conservation of momentum. I've got two canoes here. Canoe A, canoe C. They're both identical canoes, so 40 mass of 40 kilograms. With the scenario we're about to start from, both of the canoes start from 0 velocity. And I have a self-identifying girl in one of the canoes and the self-identifying boy in the other. And the boy, when he jumps off, is going to jump off the end of the canoe at 30 degrees relative to the horizontal. And this is important because as he goes to jump here, VB with respect to A, the boy with respect to canoe A, is going to be going at 5 meters per second. Okay? Going like so. Now, I said this is a summer camp problem, so what do we have here? So try to picture, we're in the 70s or something, back in my younger day, and we got a great big lake, and over here is a camp, and over here is a camp. And so back in the old days, you'd have, say the girls on one side, boys on the other. This is how it works in camps. It was how it worked with cafeterias where they would hold a dance. Okay, so basically they get to play in the lake. It's the only time they can all be kind of close to each other, and so they get in their canoe, and they start going around And they see each other, and they start to do the dance and do the dance and do the dance. And finally, here they are. And she holds her arms out for him, and he's like, I'm going to go for it. And jump and try to stick the landing in the canoe out in the middle of the lake. And now we both know what's really going to happen. Boy hits canoe tips over, girl goes in water, guy goes in water, but that's the end of the love interest right there. He blew his shot. So, let's figure this one out. Now for this problem, we are going to assume that the boy sticks the landing, which would be really impressive. But the odds of that happening, having been in a number of canoes, I think are pretty low. So, let's step down. So part one, we have the girl's in her canoe, arms out, inviting the boy to come over. No problem. She's not moving, so this is not really relevant to us. We have the boy who's in canoe A who's going to jump. All right? So he's starting here, the canoe's not moving, he's not moving, and then as he jumps, instantaneously, this canoe's going to start going this way, and he's going off at 5 meters per second relative to that canoe. So, we're going to assume the jump is instantaneous, and we're dealing with masses and velocities, so that screams momentum. But notice what we have here. The initial momentum, plus we have our impulse. If we assume the jump is basically instantaneous, then this integral would be 0. And I would say momentum is conserved. So we're going to assume we have conservation of momentum. So, that's what we have here. Going along the x, and we would understand this is the usual x-axis. The boy and the canoe have mass, but they're not moving. So we have a 0 on this side. Then we have the canoe has a mass of 40 kilograms, and after the jump, it'll be going at some VA2x. And then the boy, 30 kilograms, he's going to have some velocity, and again, we're going to be taking this along the x. It's the only thing I'm considering right now. All right, so we have VA2x for the canoe. So 40 times the velocity for the canoe, and now 30. What is the velocity for the boy? Okay, we don't know that exactly, so I know I have from up above here, he jumped off at this angle 5 meters per second at 30 degrees relative to A. So that would be the velocity of A plus this here, VB relative to A along the x. Okay? So, I have now one unknown. Here's 5 cos 30, so that would be the x component of this. So we can solve, and that's going to give us the velocity of the canoe going that way, which makes a lot of sense for us. And then we're going to have, here's the velocity of the boy going that way, the x component of it, which is really all that we care about. All right. So, state 1 was pre-jump, state 2 post-jump. That's what we have. This is what the boy is doing post-jump. Well, now we want to head for the landing. All right. So for this last part, I'm going to have, the boy is going to continue at his velocity, and so we have the pre-land, and then we have the land. Okay, where we're going to say he's going to stick the landing. That'll be state 4. All right? Well, the boy's coming over, if we're doing everything along the x, initially 30 kilograms. Here's his velocity before he lands. Here is the canoe and the girl. They have no velocity in the x. so that's a 0. If he sticks the landing, all right, the boy, the canoe, and the girl are all going to have the same velocity. All right, so we have 40 plus 25 plus 30, all of the mass. The velocity of the canoe after he lands works out to 0.781. So here we have classic example of conservation of momentum. Just bring that up here so you can see that. So here we had pre-land, post-land, and just applying the momentum equation along the x. Here's the boy before the landing, the canoe and the girl with no velocity before the landing, and then here all combined afterwards. That finishes us up, and next time we are going to be getting into impact, and that's the last section as we deal with momentum. Catch you next time.